Nithyanandam, everyone. Welcome back to the Kundalini Yogini. This is Prasida. Thank you so much for joining me on today's live stream. I am so excited to be here with you guys today and talk about one of my most favorite subjects, which is Ayurveda. And today we're going to be specifically talking about female health and what herbs and spices can be used to help prolong and promote female health and also even prevent any issues and solve certain issues that are very common among women. So I hope that you guys get something from today's video, and then I will be taking your questions live at the end of this stream, so definitely stay tuned for all of that. So today I'm going to be covering with you guys 2 herbs and 2 spices that can be used by all women to promote health and longevity of the female body. And this is really pertaining to the female sex, not just the gender that we relate to. So no matter what you relate to, if you have a female body physically and you want to take care of that and promote health of your organs and your bodily functions, then these are going to be really beneficial for you guys today. And hello, Alexandra and Jane. Thank you for joining me. I am excited about this video as well. So without further ado, I'll get into the herbs and spices, and then I'll answer your guys' questions. So first, I'm going to be sharing with you guys the most power-packed herb. It's considered pretty much the end-all be-all of female health in Ayurveda, which is called SHATAVARI. SHATAVARI is an herb that is actually the root of a plant called Asparagus racemosus. It grows in India and probably other parts of the world, I'm not sure. But it is used in a powdered form. We take it, and it's most well known for its properties as a female health tonic. It can be taken every single day by all women, whether you are any dosha. It's good for, that's the most amazing part about it, is it's balancing for all the 3 doshas, all the 3 constitutions. So it's not going to imbalance you no matter who you are, no matter what your constitution is. And what this herb does is it prolongs the health of our female organs and makes sure that everything is in balance inside of our system. And basically, it can help even the uterine health, breast health, and all of the different components. And it's even useful during menopause. But whether you're in menopause or you're premenopausal or postmenopausal, it will still have a powerful impact on your female health. So no matter where you're at in your age or your timeline, this is an herb that is extremely beneficial for female bodies. Nithyanandam, guys, I'm just looking at your comments here. Awesome. Hello, Nithyanandam, guys. Hi from Jamaica. Hi, Keisha. That's awesome. You're in Jamaica. Amazing. I'm so jealous. But yes, last thing about Shatavari is it is very beneficial for pain reduction, especially inflammation. And that pertains obviously to menstrual cramps and the cycle as well. And the next herb I'm going to be sharing with you guys is called Ashoka. Ashoka actually means happiness, and it has a really cool story behind it. I'll briefly share with you guys that basically when Sita in the Ramayana, one very, very famous story within Sanatana Dharma, when Sita was kidnapped by the demon king Ravana and taken away from her husband, of course she was mad and so sad and infuriated. And what he did was he put her in a garden of Ashoka. And it was said that no woman can be sad when they're around Ashoka because they have these beautiful flowers. And Ashoka is said to bring happiness. So it is an amazing mood stabilizer. It helps a lot with PMS symptoms, especially related to our mood fluctuations and low moods and depression, as well as just regulating those hormones. And it's basically said that it can make the cycle much smoother. So when you're in your menstrual cycle, it's really great at making that cycle really smooth and also reducing inflammation in the uterus and the ovaries. Oh, awesome. That's awesome, Tony. I was answering what you were thinking. Oneness. And hi, Sarah from Scotland. Thank you for tuning in. So now those are the 2 most powerful herbs, Shatavari and Ashoka. Shatavari can most definitely be taken every single day because it's considered a Rasayana herb, which is an anti-aging or longevity promotion herb. So it is actually talked about in the scriptures of Ayurveda that you can take it as a daily tonic. Ashoka, I would recommend taking maybe during the time of your cycle, or if you do get a personal Ayurvedic consultation and it's prescribed to you, you can definitely take it more frequently as well. Oh, awesome, Amy. Yes, Amy got this prescribed to her from her Ayurvedic doctor. Yes, I actually did as well some time ago, and they have been so powerful. It's not just like fluffy science. It really, really works. These herbs really work. They're so powerful. And could you spell? Yes, I will post these in the description as well. Okay, guys. So anything you're not catching clearly, and I'll type them. Actually, I'll just type them here. It's really quick. So we talked about SHATAVARI, we talked about Ashoka, and now I'm going to be sharing with you guys the 2 spices which are most beneficial for female health. Spices in Ayurveda are actually used as medicine. So they're a really easy way to incorporate health practices and health promotion in our food. So it makes it even easier to do them. It makes it more easy for our lifestyle. You don't even have to make a tea. Like we would with these herbs, you would make them in a tea. The best way to take these 2 herbs, by the way, SHATAVARI and Ashoka, is 1.5 teaspoons in a cup of milk and a 1/2 cup of water, and it should be hot. So if you can boil it or have it in hot water is the best. So 1 cup of milk with 1/2 cup of water with 1.5 teaspoons of the herb. So if you want SHATAVARI, you'll take 1.5 teaspoon of that SHATAVARI. Yes, and okay, so I just typed them, by the way, Janie, I just typed them, and then now I'm going to go into the spices which you guys can use, you lovely ladies can use for health promotion. So the spices I'm going to be talking about are also 2 spices. One is called HING, and the other is CUMIN. You're probably familiar with, oops, sorry, it's like, I don't know if it sent it, but anywho, one is called HING and the other is called CUMIN. You're probably pretty familiar with CUMIN, but I'm going to share with you guys why it's so beneficial for female health. So first, I'm going to start with HING though, because it's a little shorter. So what HING can be used for, and you don't need to take this daily necessarily, but when you're experiencing issues in your cycle, especially, HING can be very beneficial. What HING can be used specifically for, and by the way, HING is also referred to as asafoetida. So if you've heard of that, I know both of them you might not have heard of, but in the West, it's sometimes referred to as asafoetida. This can be used to initiate your menstrual cycle. So if your cycle has been delayed because of stress or because of travel or some other reason, you can actually help to initiate the cycle by taking HING. And you only need a little bit of it, and it will help to initiate your cycle very quickly. So it's a very powerful herb to basically get that downward flow happening. We call it apana vata. It'll initiate that energy and help your cycle to start. And in the same way, it can also really, really help to reduce cramping and inflammation, because it can help to, again, keep that energy flowing downwards so that it doesn't stagnate and cramp your muscles in your lower abdomen like we often experience during our cycles. So it can really help to reduce pain and cramping. It can be taken both internally and actually used externally as a paste on the lower abdomen to help reduce cramping. And thank you, Sarah. No problem. I'm really happy to share this. They really helped me personally a lot as well. And just a quick disclaimer as well. With any of these herbs and spices, I'm recommending these for somebody who's overall healthy and not having any other issues. If you have a specific condition, you definitely need a personal consultation and definitely should speak to a doctor, ideally an Ayurvedic doctor or practitioner as well. And if you are pregnant, do not listen to this information. Like, don't take it directly, because there's also contraindications for pregnancy. So if you are pregnant, please be aware there's going to be different ways to take these. And some herbs you actually don't want to take, like HING, because it's that downward movement. It's going to initiate the downward movement, which you do not want when you're pregnant. So definitely keep that in mind. But if you're not pregnant and you're in your regular flow, definitely you can use this advice. And the last herb I'm going to share with you guys today is cumin. Cumin is obviously very well known here in our culinary culture as well, but cumin is a very powerful tonic prescribed daily for female health in Ayurveda. So this is another one you can literally take every single day. If you don't want to put it in your food, like sprinkle the seeds in your food or as a powder, you can also take it in tea. And this is amazing for digestion as well, which I talked about in one of my other videos if you guys want to check that out about digestion. But cumin basically helps to keep your whole female health, all of the organs functioning regularly, and prevents any issues in your cycles, in your even in the health of those organs, and the breast tissues and all of that. And it can even help with infertility. So all of these herbs, including SHATAVARI, also really help to keep your body strong and fertile. And so you're not going to have any issues with conception when you do want to conceive, which is really beautiful. And I think a lot of people struggle with this nowadays. Even my doctor, my professor, my doctor shared that one lady was not able to conceive. She was trying to have a child for many years. The only thing she prescribed to her was to drink cumin tea 3 or 4 times a day. That woman got pregnant within 2 months just by taking cumin tea. So it's very, very powerful to prevent infertility and also promote the fertility of the female body. And it can really help with postpartum recovery as well. Now, there's a whole plethora of herbs and spices that are used pre-menstrual and also postpartum and during pregnancy, which I did not touch on. So again, this is for a female body who is not pregnant that I'm referring these herbs to, okay? And I'll have to make future videos about those herbs and spices because, yeah, it gets really detailed. So there's particular herbs you can use for postpartum recovery. There's particular spices you can use to help you when you're having, when you're in your teenage years and you are having your first cycle. So it's a very complex science. These are for anyone who has already started their cycle all the way up until post-menopause that is a female body that can use these in their daily life. And just because you don't want to get pregnant, I want to say this for you right now too, because I saw a comment from Evo to avoid cumin tea. I totally thought the same thing, but no, that's not how it works. You shouldn't not take these herbs because you don't want to get pregnant, because they have too many benefits and they're very, very key to the health promotion of your body. So that just not taking them would be a really, really doing a disservice to your body. And also it's going to create more of long-term issues because you're not taking them. So there's other ways to prevent pregnancy, and it doesn't mean you're going to get pregnant, but you should still be taking them, and of course with caution. So I am going to go back through the comments now. Thank you guys for your listening, and I'm going to get to answering your questions here. So again, the herbs that are really, really amazing for health promotion of female bodies is SHATAVARI and Ashoka. And 2 spices that can be also great for health promotion is HING and CUMIN. Now, again, there's so many more herbs I could touch on, but these are the most I found to be the most overall beneficial for a larger audience and that apply to the most people. So that's why I shared them with you today. So, okay, I'm just going to scroll back here. Okay. For loss of libido, again, there's particular herbs which are used for that, and it depends on your body type. So I know I say it a lot, but with Ayurveda, this is a very individualized science. So you do need to, I would definitely recommend getting checked out by an Ayurvedic practitioner or doctor. And there's a lot of different solutions for loss of libido and in the Rasayana. Even SHATAVARI is actually can help with that. Okay. So good question. Bhuvana was asking, where can you get these herbs? Of course, there's so many places you can get them nowadays. Where I get them is, so far, my favorite source of my Ayurvedic herbs that I've been using as of late is a company called Atreya Ayurveda, which 2 of my professors actually created that company, and I really, really trust them. They have amazing sourcing and everything's organic, and they personally go to India, obviously, and source everything, and I know them. So it's just, for me, it feels like the best source at this time. So I use them for most of the things that I get. And I'll type that down below for you guys if you want to check them out. They're not my sponsor or anything. I'm just sharing because I use them right now. Okay, so many questions already. Sarah was asking, are those okay for yoni steaming? What about nettle and raspberry leaf? So for yoni steaming, these are not indicated in Ayurveda. That's actually not a part of Ayurveda that is written about in any of the textbooks. They're to be taken as teas internally or with food. So the herbs are to be taken as a hot tea, like I mentioned, with milk and water. And the spices can be taken in food or also as a tea. And nettle and raspberry leaf, we have not learned about. They're not a key part of Ayurveda only because they're not so much Eastern. They're more from the West. So they're not as a big component of the medicine system in India. But I think later on I'll be learning about those. So as I do, I'll definitely share with you. Okay. Do you practice, a vegan tree hugger was saying, do you practice ahimsa? What are your thoughts on veganism? Yes, I absolutely do. That's, I would say, the reason why I was so drawn to Hinduism, why I consider myself a Hindu all these years, why I've stuck with Hinduism is because of ahimsa. If I had to really boil it down to that, I think it's the most beautiful, profound concept that anyone can live their life by, and I really, really strive for that, absolutely. I've been vegan since I've been in the United States for the last 10 months. I definitely encourage it because I'm a big believer in ahimsa and not inflicting violence on any living thing. And right now, I don't feel there's for most of us, a way to get cruelty-free anything. It's very, very difficult in the West, and even in the East now it is. So I definitely recommend it. Personally, I follow it as well. So, okay. Sarah was also asking, what do you recommend for ectopic erosion of the cells on the neck of the womb, so the cervix? I think steaming for hormonal imbalance following the pill. Again, Sarah, I'm not dodging your question, but there's so much to look at. It would be a disservice if I tried to answer that, and it would not be morally right, I feel, to take certain conditions and just answer them, because I would actually have to see you as a patient, and I would definitely want you to see somebody who is able to diagnose that, which would be at practitioner level, which I'm not even at yet. So I would highly recommend you go to a practitioner for that. Okay, so we have Keisha was asking, do they distribute to the Caribbean? I'm not sure, but I'm pretty sure. I think they do ship worldwide. I could be wrong. If not, even on Amazon, there's a lot of sources now. I would just say, for sure, make sure it's organic. That will definitely help you to a certain extent get a better source. So just make sure that it's organic. Hi, Carlos. Hola, ¿cómo estás? Sarah, the cumin tea is just the root sliced, and in the hot water, I always add some veggies in my veggie juices. No, so the cumin tea is the seeds. That's the part of it that you want, is the seeds. So you can either take the whole seed and boil them, and that helps to extract the oils and their potent properties come out, or you can use the powder and add it into hot water. You don't need to boil it because it's already powdered. So if you have powdered cumin, you can add it to hot water. If you have the cumin seeds, you boil them and then take that tea. Bhuvana was asking, what can you do if there are no Ayurvedic centers near you? Hopefully you can find, one, do a lot of research online, absolutely. And there's also people that do consultations online. There's a lot of doctors and practitioners that do consultations online. I myself will be starting to do them in April because I graduate. So I'm a certified Ayurvedic counselor at that point. So I can do any types of education and health promotion, just not disease diagnosis. So anything in that regard, I'm going to be doing from April onwards. But if you need anything more complex, I'm sure there's tons of people available online nowadays. Hello, Jason. And any herb for conceiving, asked DC Singh. Yes, absolutely. As I just mentioned, both really, really popular solutions for conception are CUMIN and SHATAVARI are both used for conception, but it gets even more in depth depending on that person's body. Both the man and the woman need to be seen because you have to find the root of the infertility, and it could be with the man also. So often ashwagandha is used as a male fertility tonic. So if a male, like in general for health promotion, a male can absolutely take ashwagandha, female takes SHATAVARI, and it will really help with that. Okay, we have, so Sarah Scheid, sorry if I said that wrong, was saying that she's been interested in Ayurveda and found that you're a Pitta Vata for your doshas. However, I can't tolerate most of the recommended foods for these body types due to several digestive disorders I have. Could a practitioner help me with this, or is it possible Ayurveda isn't for everyone? I've kind of given up, but I still have interest. Yes, great question. I'm glad you brought this up, Sarah. Thank you. Yeah, I think it can definitely be challenging to change our entire diet, right? For all of us, I think. The thing is, most of our lives, we eat for imbalance. Sadly, whatever we already have imbalanced is usually what creates a craving in us. And so the more we eat to that craving, the more we're imbalanced, and the more we're imbalanced, the more we crave what is imbalancing us. And so we get into this cycle of many years of our lives, right? And a really strong habit gets formed. So it takes a lot of time to undo that, absolutely. And I know it can be frustrating and tiring, and it takes some time for sure. But yes, I think that most practitioners that I've seen that are really professional and really know what they're doing, they don't want to make it a torture for you. So they'll absolutely tell you things you can do that can help you ease into it, and if you feel like you didn't get that information, I would maybe see another person and get a second opinion, because I've seen a lot of people with that similar situation in our clinic that I work in for my school, and there's always a way to help ease that transition for sure. There's a lot of foods that you can have that shouldn't be like a torture to you, and then there's going to be some foods you really should avoid, and that'll be a little harder. But yeah, I think it's absolutely possible to make that a more fluid transition. I really do believe Ayurveda is for everyone because it is the science of life. And at the end of the day, it's like we have to think in the long term. Even if something is hard for us to eat in this moment or in this week or in this month, if we know that it's going to prevent us having diabetes and cancer or suffering and paying thousands of dollars down the line, I personally believe that's worth it, And I think sometimes we have to use our will persistence. We have to use our will over our pleasure sometimes to knowing that something is right or wrong for us. So I really believe Ayurveda is meant for all human beings. And I think that's why you see what our society has become is so much disease, so much, illness. And it's in every dimension, mental and physical. It's because we're living out of alignment with nature. And that's all Ayurveda teaches, is to live back in alignment with nature and balance ourselves again. So once you get back balanced, everything will become much easier because you won't be having an imbalance, which is triggering you. Amy was asking, she's about to do a 5-day Panchakarma next week. Have you done that or heard of it? Yes. Panchakarma is a very huge part of Ayurveda. Usually it's done for a month, a minimum of 21 days traditionally. I know nowadays they do them much shorter, obviously, to accommodate for our lifestyle and such, and our busyness in our day-to-day. I've not done it yet myself. I'm planning to do it this beginning of the new year, and I'm going to be taking a whole Panchakarma intensive in the next few months in my school. It's an amazing process, though. Even 5 days, you will see a huge transformation. I've heard nothing but good things from people who have experienced it in our clinic. It really is like a reset for your body. That's kind of the point. It flushes out all toxins and gives you a complete restart. So I think you'll really enjoy it. Okay, just scrolling down here. So Reshma, about your question too, I can't tell you as not as a certified practitioner nor doctor. That's a specific condition, and so you definitely have to get your individual body checked up by a doctor or practitioner to really get to the root of that issue. The goddess code. Are you going to menstruate this new moon? I want some sisters to bleed with me. Love from India. I'm actually on my cycle right now, so I don't know if you are, but I've already started my cycle. I've been a little off lately. I think just there's been so many changes in my life right now. I've been a little off my cycle. So Prabhu was asking, where are you? Left Nithyananda. I'm in Los Angeles. I've been back here. This is my hometown. I've been here for almost a year now. Crazy, time flies. It's been about 10 months, I think. And no, I have not left my guru. I'm still his devotee, and I will be. Sarah, thank you. I'm so glad it was informative, and no worries. Thank you for your question. Tony was saying, I'm pretty good health-wise because of my daily practice. That being said, what's the best thing we can add for mature women in their mid-50s? Great question. So I would actually say, again, SHATAVARI, because SHATAVARI is actually indicated for menopause and postmenopause. So it's an amazing time of life and very important time of life to take SHATAVARI. So I would definitely recommend you start taking it. I think you'll really see a difference, and it'll help you improve even further. All right. Thank you guys so much for all of your questions. I really enjoyed this session with you and all the ladies out there. Funny enough, my channel has always been inclined towards speaking to female bodies. Obviously, just because that's my perspective of life, but I've always had a larger male audience. So for all you males out there, if you are listening, thank you. I hope that I think this is important information for you to know anyways, but I really enjoyed interacting with all the female bodies out there because I don't get enough of that, and I wish there was more of you guys on my channel, but hopefully I'll start bringing you guys in with the Ayurveda knowledge and everything. So thank you guys a lot. I really appreciate your interactions and support, and definitely let me know what else you guys want me to share about. I'm going to continually, I have too many topics to speak about with Ayurveda. I don't even know how to get through it. That's why I've been trying to decide how I'm going to break it up piece by piece as time goes. It's such a golden information to share with the world, and I'm so excited to get to make more content about it. So I hope that this was helpful for you all. Let me know how it goes too. This video will be posted after I live stream, so definitely please comment and tell me what your experiences have been if you start using any of these. Again, it was SHATAVARI, Ashoka, HING, and CUMIN. So if you have some great experiences or questions, please let me know in the comments below. I would really appreciate it. All right, guys. So of course, Amy, thank you guys so much again. And I will see you guys on the next stream or the next video. Nithyanandam, everyone, and have a beautiful day.